Good morning, Unity of Chattanooga. It's so good to be with y'all again. This is what I think about today already. Yeah, yeah, ooh. Let this be an affirmation song for you. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, something without warning, love, weighs heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world is alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Oh, a lovely day. Ooh. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, someone out in front of me seems to always know their way. Then I look at you, and the world is alright with me. Yeah. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Yes, it is. I said it's gonna be a lovely day. Ooh. It's gonna be a lovely day, my Lord. You can decide from the very beginning of your day that you will not give a day to a bad situation. You can decide every single moment to look at yourself in the mirror and say, every time I look at you, then I know that everything's gonna be all right. It comes from the inside out. And we declare a lovely day, a lovely day. Yes, it is. It's gonna be, I said it's gonna be a lovely day. Oh, my, Lord. It's gonna be a lovely day. Woo! Oh, yeah.
Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Chattanooga's Sunday celebration service. I'm Reverend Doug Worth, and I'm still feeling the joy that we got to experience and share last week when so many of us came together in person at our Sunday service in the park. We had 5 new people join us that morning, and that's really exciting. Well, here we are again, physically apart, but virtually together, and still very much connected. It's a connection that is not affected by space and time because we are one in spirit. We remember how blessed we are that we have this mode of technology that allows us to continue to gather here in our homes with a spiritually like-minded people known as Unity of Chattanooga. If this is your first time with us this morning, welcome home. And if you've been with us for a while, thanks for joining us again. Let us know that you are here, and be sure to say hi to one another in the comments section below. And so let us once again begin our service with prayer as we light the Christ candle representing God's divine light and love that is always available to us, through us, and as us. And so we begin by closing our eyes and taking in a deep, cleansing breath, bringing our focus to this very moment, opening ourselves to that indwelling presence of God, always flowing through us and available in every area of our lives. In this quiet and sacred space, we feel the truth of who we are, a child of God and an heir to the kingdom, filled with love, wholeness, wisdom, peace, and joy. Living from this awareness, we give thanks for the talents and abilities we've been given and the opportunities in our lives for sharing them for the highest good of all. And so this morning we unite in this truth and affirm unlimited good for ourselves, those that we hold dear, and our brothers and sisters throughout the world. Together, we each make our own individual and unique contribution for the good of all, and we give thanks for the opportunity to serve. And so for this, and for so much more, we say simply, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Well, this morning, Pastor Jon Scott is with us again as both our guest speaker and musician, and he's here to teach us about consciously living a life of abundance. You know, it's been said that there's nothing in the world that can trouble you as much as your own thoughts. And it's so easy these days to get lost in the thoughts and the feelings of not enough. And then that's exactly what shows up in our lives. And so since Monday is our current currency, hopefully Pastor Jon will help us to get the current of prosperity running through our lives. So once again, we return the service back over to Pastor Jon.
One of the things I find fascinating about life is that everything that grows in creation, a blade of grass, a daisy, any kind of flower, a rose, has to grow through the dirt to spread its bulbs out and see the sunshine. All of us have felt like we've had dirt thrown in our face at times in our life. And there are many of us who have sometimes gotten stuck in the mud instead of growing through it. The truth is that when we learn to go with the flow and to grow with the flow, we start realizing that every moment is an opportunity to reveal more of ourself. So when I think about this song that was written many years ago, that's what I think about. And I'm going to invite you to think about the same thing as I try to do this song and do justice to this Bette Midler song called The Rose.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger, an endless aching need. But I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learned learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes the chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give. And the soul that's afraid of dying truly never learns to live. Oh, when the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong, just remember, in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, listen, lies a seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
So wonderful to be with you again, Unity of Chattanooga. I love watching the growth of both Unity of Chattanooga and One Love Spirit Center, and how we're all growing. I think we're coming out of this pandemic, and I think we're definitely coming out of the panic surrounding it, and hopefully getting to experience each other in a new and a fresh way, and experience church. You know, one of the things that I have noticed, honestly, about church and about people is that because we weren't able to be together, more people are wanting to get together, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I want to say that I'm thankful for the opportunity I always get to share with you here at Unity of Chattanooga. And I noticed that my friend Sean O'Shea was with y'all on your in-person service. I love Sean, love his wife. Wonderful folks. I am still in a series for the summer called Vision 2.0. Vision 2.0. And in this series, we are looking at specific things around vision. The title that I have for this month is Living Consciously. Living Consciously. And we are looking at living consciously as it pertains to prosperity and abundance, and really how to formulate a consciousness that helps to guide us toward a more prosperous and abundant life. For many, many years, there are folks who have been burnt by prosperity preachers maybe, or have felt a little bit burnt by prosperity preachers, and I want to sort of reframe it if I can, and not really come at it from the standpoint of we're going to receive an offering after this and we hope that you give more than you ever have before. Although, with that being said, I do believe that giving is a part of the principle of prosperity. I believe it's also a part of abundance and exercising that abundance. So, but I don't want it to come across as an offering message. I want this to be about freedom. I asked myself not too long ago, I was actually on the way to the mailbox, and I asked myself, John, why do you want to prosper and live in abundance? What's your reason? Because I think it's important to have a why. Why do you want to prosper? And the only thing that would come to mind was these words: freedom to navigate this earth existence. Freedom. I want the freedom to do what I feel called to. I want the freedom to do everything that I know I'm destined to do in this life. So let's talk a little bit about what it is to live consciously. And one of the things that I think of when I think in terms of living consciously is being awake, aware, and alert. Being awake, aware, and alert. Simply being awake to everything you're doing in life. If you're eating dinner, be present. Be conscious of what you're doing and be thankful for it. If you're walking the dog, be conscious of what you're doing and experience that present moment without needing a next, without needing to be somewhere or go somewhere or do something else. Be with that moment. So that's how I feel about living life consciously. When it comes to prosperity, this is something that I wrote down and, this is something that I wrote down. Hit the wrong button there. Sorry. This is something that I wrote down that I think is really important and we should keep in mind. Prosperity begins and ends with a state of mind. Prosperity begins and ends with a state of mind. I know you've heard me say it before. You've heard many great teachers say it as well. What we're thinking about, we are somehow bringing about. In fact, somebody type that in the comments. I know what I'm thinking about, I'm bringing about. I know what I'm thinking about, I'm bringing about. Prosperity is not a number. Prosperity is not based on how much money someone has in the bank. In fact, I know that there are people who have had these questions. Why do evil people seem to prosper? Why do evil people seem to have so much money? Why did they have so much money and I don't have so much money? Well, let me tell you this. I do believe that prosperity is a technology. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest will continue. I believe there's a technology to prosperity. There's a technology to abundance. And it's the way the world works, it's the way the earth works, and it's the way the Creator put it in motion. And there are many people who have a rich or a wealth consciousness, even if they don't have a sense of compassion, love, morality, kindness, and goodness. They have in their mind, they just believe they're supposed to be wealthy and they're supposed to succeed. And as a result of believing it, they actually begin to receive it. So it's a technology. I remember hearing Sadhguru say that there were people who were really upset in Syria that terroristic groups were using iPhones to communicate. When all of the other communications were down in the area, they were using iPhones to communicate. And there were people who were really upset about that, understandably so, because they were doing some terrible deeds in that region of the world. And Sadhguru made a good point. He said, the iPhone and the technology didn't know the difference between a terrorist's hand and voice and a saint's hand and voice, because it's just technology. In other words, that's just the way it works. That's the way it's going to work, whether it's Saint Jesus or it's the most evil person you can think of holding the technology. The technology of prosperity and abundance works for everyone across the board. And if you believe that you deserve it and that you're worthy of it and that it should come to you, and you make friends with prosperity as it pertains to money and exchange, abundance, if you'll make friends with it, then it will become friendly to you. I know people who are angry at other folks who are rich or other people who have plenty. They're mad about it, they're angry with them, and they're angry that money shows up for them. And let me say this to you, if you're angry about money or at money, why would it ever show up to get into your pocket or to your bank account if you're angry with it? Even Jesus the Master in the New Testament said to make friends of money. Now let me say this about prosperity and money. Prosperity is not all about money. Prosperity is not just about having money. Because again, remember, it's a mentality. Prosperity begins and ends with a state of mind. It's not just about money, but money happens to be the currency or the current that we use to move exchange energy. just happens to be what we use right now. It's an illusion. It's not real, but because many people do think it's real, it makes it a lot easier to navigate through this earth experience with money rather than not having enough. The word prosperity actually is defined as the condition of being successful or thriving, especially economic well-being. The condition of being successful or thriving, especially economic well-being. Let me speak to this thriving and surviving thing. Many of us are in survival mode. In fact, too many of us are in survival mode. And as a result of being in survival mode, we don't ever get the time to thrive. We're too busy just trying to survive, just trying to get by. I can't tell you how many people I've heard say, well, if I can just get by, I'll be all right. Well, if your mentality is just to get by, that's exactly what's going to happen. And you can have all the morality in the world, but until the mentality shifts to a different space, nothing much is going to change about your life. And it is okay for you to thrive. In fact, you were natural born built to thrive. Tell somebody that right now. Just type it in the comments. I was natural born built to thrive. Just put that in the comments right there. Make that declaration over your life. In fact, pat yourself on the chest and say that very thing. I was natural born built to thrive. I shouldn't be just surviving. I should be thriving, growing, expanding, prospering, living in abundance. Now, I know that there have been a lot of preachers who have misused some of the scriptures and some of the principles also around prosperity and abundance to build their own dynasties, to build their own empires. But let's just tell the truth about it, folks. The reality is the technology is working and there's plenty in the world, and you should have access to your plenty. And your plenty may be different from someone else. See, prosperity may feel different to you than it does to someone else. There are some people who have millions of dollars prosperity feeling, and then there are others who have tens of thousands of dollars prosperity feeling. Prosperity, again, is not a number, but it is a mindset. Some people want just enough money, seriously, to go off radar and to go live in the mountains somewhere in a mini house with solar panels and a running stream, and they just kind of want to go rough it and get away from all of the other hustle and bustle of the world. You wouldn't necessarily need millions of dollars to do that. Your level of prosperity may be different from someone else as it pertains to numbers, but the level of mentality needs to be the same in that I deserve to have everything I need to fulfill my purpose in this life. I was natural born built to prosper. You were built to prosper and to thrive, not just to survive. So first of all, prosperity is not a bad word. There have been many people who have mistreated it, but 3 John, I take us to 3 John in the Christian New Testament, says, I wish more than anything else that you would prosper and live in health even as your soul prospers. Now, one of the things that I think prospering and living in health hinges on is your soul prosperity, because I believe it's an inside job. It comes from the inside out. But it says, I wish above everything else that you would prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. You see, the universe is eternal because it's always giving. The universe is eternal because it's always sharing. The universe is eternal also because it knows it does not actually need anything. It fulfills the need. It's always giving and always forgiving or giving in advance. Therefore, it always is around. That's the nature of life. Jesus even said, consider the lilies of the field that don't plant or sow. Consider the sparrow. Consider the trees that bear fruit and bring forth fruit in their due season. You don't hear them begging the Creator for anything. They are hooked up to the current or the currency of pure presence. They are aware of that conscious spirit, that presence that's eternal, that's unending, that's everlasting from generation to generation. We need to look at nature and watch how life really lives and how it presents itself in this world that we're living in, and know that prosperity is my birthright, that abundance is my birthright. Know that when you begin to know it, live it, exercise it, then everything that you've ever needed to fulfill your dharma, your purpose in this life, will start to show up. I promise you, it doesn't matter what door closes. I'm speaking from experience. I just recently had a what looked like a big door in my life close. It closed and I wondered, well, now what's this saying to me? But immediately went to the place of peace that's within me that knows that the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the author and the finisher of my faith, lives within me, breathes through me, lives this life through me, and that every need would be supplied. And then the doors began to open. It's knowing that there's never a time in your existence on this planet that same presence that formed you in your mother's womb, there's never a time that same presence is not with you. You may not be aware of it, but it is always, always, always with you. The strongest single factor in prosperity consciousness is self-esteem. Believing you deserve it, you will get it, says Jerry Gillis. I love that. The strongest single factor in prosperity consciousness is self-esteem. Believe that you deserve it. Know that you're worthy of it. Type that in the comments. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of prosperity. Type that into the comments. I'm telling you, the declaration over your own life is so important. To declare over your own life, I deserve to live in prosperity. Catherine Ponder said this, and I agree. She said, if you want greater prosperity in your life, start forming a vacuum to receive it. Being angry about it, being angry about other people being rich, other people being wealthy, and well, I'm not getting mine, that does not create a vacuum for it to come to you. In fact, that creates a wall. Let go of that anger, let go of the jealousy, let go of I don't understand why they get to prosper and I don't. Let go of that. Focus all of your energy toward you deserving it, you being worthy, and get prepared to receive that prosperity as it comes your way. Dr. Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite teachers really of all time, and I loved how he was a bit of a rascal along with his teaching. He said, when I chased after money, I never had enough. Then I got to the place in my life where I started living on purpose. I focused on giving of myself and everything arrived into my life, and I found myself prosperous. When I chased after money, I'll say it this way, if you chase after money or chase after prosperity, let's not just say money, but because prosperity can come, it doesn't have to be check or cash or credit card. Prosperity can come in a variety of forms. When you chase after prosperity, you chase it off. Lay back and receive it. Let go and receive it. Know that you deserve it, and then let go and receive it and allow it to come into your life. So, how do I bring myself into a consciousness of success? One of the ways that we bring ourselves into a consciousness of success is to recognize that we are worth that success, that we should succeed in the thing we're called to, and stop comparing ourselves to other people. One of the ways that you will keep yourself from success is if you're comparing yourself to other people. Comparing and competing will keep you in a constant state of never, ever having enough. Did you hear what I said there? I hope you heard it, because it's really important. Comparing and competing will keep you in a constant state of never having enough. Comparing and competing with other people, measuring your life by other people, their calling, what they have, who they are, what they look like, measuring yourself against them will always keep you from having what you need, because it will keep the focus and the energy off of who you are. So one of the secrets to success and success consciousness is to let go of comparisons. The first step in achieving prosperity and wealth, though, is learning to appreciate what you already have. The biggest key, other than knowing that you're worthy and that you deserve it, one of the biggest keys to your success and success consciousness is gratitude, being grateful for what you have in this present moment. And here's the thing, you say, well, I don't have much. Wait a minute now. When I say what you have, I don't mean material things. I mean your abilities. I mean who you are. Being grateful for who you are. The stuff is just stuff. It's temporary. The permanent, eternal you is the one I'm talking about being grateful for. I am grateful for my gifts, my talents, and the thing that I am called to. So appreciation, the word appreciate, as I've mentioned to you before, means to increase in value. Appreciate yourself and appreciate the things that you have in your life, but more than that, appreciate your own self. Increase the value that you have in your own self. Remember, self-esteem is a big key to prosperity, because if you don't believe you deserve it, it never will come to you. Gratitude is the single most important ingredient to conscious success and prosperity. Gratitude takes one away from need and puts you into a sense of I already have it and I am thankful. Gratitude takes you out of a need sensation or an energy of need, and it moves you to I am thankful that I already have it. In fact, say this over yourself. And I know today it sounds like that I'm getting you to help preach this message, but I don't know, maybe that's what I'm doing. Say this over yourself. I already have everything I need to succeed and live in prosperity. I already have everything I need to succeed and live in prosperity. Your ears need to hear you say that. You're the prophet or prophetess of your own life. Your ears need to hear your words. I love this quote right here. Prosperity in the form of wealth works exactly the same as everything else. You will see it come into your life when you are unattached to needing it. Let me leave that quote up for just a moment. And let's read it again. Prosperity in the form of wealth works exactly the same as everything else. You will see it coming into your life when you are unattached to needing it. Please remember these words. Need creates more need. Need creates more need. This is why I invite us into gratitude. Gratitude always causes the wheels to turn as it pertains to me receiving the gifts that this universe has to offer. So we need to reset our view of success. We need to reset our ideas around prosperity. And instead of being in the need vacuum, let's create a gratitude and a thankfulness and an appreciation vacuum that draws even more into our life to be grateful for. And here's our final quote for today. Prosperity is a mindset. It is your expectation. Expect to expand your wealth of knowledge, relationships, income, and wisdom. Let's break that down. Because I wrote this down, I'm quoting myself. Again, I just didn't put my name on this one. Prosperity is a mindset. It is your expectation. Expect to expand your wealth. Watch this now. Wealth of knowledge, knowing. Conscientiate, doing life with knowledge, consciousness. Wealth of knowledge, wealth of relationships, wealth of income, wealth of wisdom, knowing, relationships. Any relationship that you need to come into your life to help you succeed at what you've been called to is already on its way. Expand your wealth.
Expect that you're going to expand your wealth of knowledge, relationships, the income necessary to make that happen, and of course, extremely important, welcome wisdom. Expand in wisdom so that you'll know what to do with it when you get it. You'll know exactly what to do with it when it arrives. Expect to expand your wealth. Knowing that wealth is not just a number. Again, it's not about money. Wealth of relationships, knowledge, income, and wisdom. One of the quotes that I really like, and I'm gonna share the quote with you, and then I'll tell you who said it. One of these quotes that I really like about money, and actually become one of my favorite teachers about money and prosperity. This quote here says, "Never say money is hard to get. Money may hear you and be just that, hard to get." Never say money is hard to get. Money may hear you and be just that, hard to get. Is money playing hard to get with you? Is prosperity playing hard to get with you? Is abundance playing hard to get with you? Then stop saying it's hard to get. I'm telling you, the power of your words are amazing. You can replace money is hard to get with, if money is a challenge, I'm up for it. Instead of saying it's a challenge, say if it is, I'm up for it. I like to say it this way. In fact, this is an affirmation that I make over my own life every single day. And I'm telling you, since I started doing this, it started showing up in every time I turn around, it's showing up. And this is what I say: great money comes to me every day in some really cool way. And it comes to me with ease, comfort, joy, and love. Great money comes to me every day. And it comes to me, or great money comes to me every day in really cool ways. And it comes to me with comfort, joy, peace, and love. Comfort, ease, joy, and love. That's how this is coming to me. I'm receiving this every day. With comfort, ease, joy, and love. Comfort, ease, joy, and love. Attach that to the end of whatever it is you're believing to receive. Comfort, ease, joy, and love. I almost feel like Reverend Ike here. I want to say you can't lose with the stuff I use. Money is not an evil thing. But if you believe that money is an evil thing, then it becomes evil to you, because what you think about, you're bringing about. So I'm inviting you into an area of freedom, of letting go of thinking that you're not going to ever have enough, letting go of the surviving and the striving mentality, and releasing yourself into the thriving mentality. Let go of surviving and striving. Release that, let that go, and embrace thriving. Thriving. So here's where I want to go with this today. I'm going to invite us into four things. Four things. Be a friend to abundance. Be a friend to abundance. Celebrate with those who celebrate. Instead of being jealous that they got something, celebrate. You know, there's a scripture in Paul's writings that says, sorrow with those who sorrow and rejoice with those who rejoice. And I've said this before. I know I've said this in some way or fashion, maybe not quite this way. I have found that it seems that people find it easier to sorrow with people than to rejoice with people. Because when someone's crying or sorrowing, it's because they've lost something. But if they're rejoicing and celebrating, it's because they've gotten something. I'm asking us to lose that mentality. Let's learn and commit ourselves to celebrate with those who celebrate. So number one, be a friend to abundance. Number two, celebrate with those who celebrate. Number three, let go of anger towards money. Let go of angst towards money.
So somebody ripped you off 20 years ago. You're going to let them continue to rip you off day after day after day because your mentality is stuck there? Let go of your anger toward it. Somebody made off well and you didn't, and so you're still angry with them about that, or angry at that situation. How much longer will you be mad at it? My suggestion is to forgive, which is to give in advance. Forgive and let that go. Let go of your anger towards money. And number 4, commit your mind and your behind will follow. There was an Olympian high jumper asked one time by a reporter. The reporter said, "How do you get over that bar? How do you jump so high?" And this Olympian's response was hilarious. He said, "My heart goes over first and my behind follows." So I like to say, when it comes to prosperity, okay, when it comes to abundance, commit your mind. You can commit your heart as well, but commit your mind, right? A shift of mentality. Commit your mind and your behind will follow. It will. So for the next few moments, let's commit our minds to believing that we deserve prosperity, living in a space of abundance. Let's have an abundance meditation. Let's have an abundance meditation. Allow yourself to dream, maybe like you've never dreamed before, and don't feel bad about it. So many people feel bad about desiring to go on a cruise for a whole year. Just the other day, there was a cruise line that actually sold a year-long cruise. We're going to go to like 61 different ports and a bunch of different, it was going to be cruising the whole world. It wasn't a year-long cruise. I think it was 4 months, but you were going to cruise the whole world. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to do something like that. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to own a house at the beach. There's nothing wrong with that. And for those who say, well, with all the poor people in the world, how could you talk about being rich? I can promise you this, there's not a single poor person in the world that you can help if you're as poor as they are. You can't help a prisoner out of the cell if you're in the same cell with them. You shouldn't feel bad about eating a meal because there's someone somewhere else starving. That you missing a meal will not feed anyone else most of the time. I'm not defending or justifying this feeling of prosperity. What I'm saying to you is, as we use these principles that belong to us, you were born to prosper. And we declare the message not just with words, but with manifestation. As we declare that message and we give that message of freedom to other people, it will bring them out of their poverty as well and bring them into the light of prosperity. Okay, I'm going to invite us all now to have a prosperity and abundance meditation. Allow yourself for just a moment to just gently close your eyes and kind of turn everything else off in the world of sight. I'll invite us to go into the theater of our mind. Look on the stage of our imagination. As you look on that stage of your imagination, put something on that stage that represents prosperity to you. Could be something as simple as a newer car. It could be a new house. It could be you owning your own business, being in charge of your own schedule. See yourself prospering. In In these kinds of meditations, I remind people, don't just see money. Don't just see prosperity. See yourself prospering. See yourself with that money. See yourself with that car. See yourself working that business. Imagine yourself in that place. Now I'll ask you to repeat these words after me. I deserve to prosper. I was made to prosper. I deserve to live in abundance. I let go of comparison and competition. I am successful. I am prosperous. Picture yourself doing something that makes you feel rich, that makes you feel prosperous. Just with your imagination, picture it. I'm letting go of all anger toward money, all angst and stress or anxiety as it pertains to money. I'm letting go of that. I'm releasing myself to be prosperous and live in abundance. I'll invite you now to receive a deep breath with me in through the nose about 4 to 5 seconds. Hold for about 4 to 5 seconds and then let it go. Breathing in, I receive prosperity and abundance. Breathing out, I let go of lack. Breathing in, I receive prosperity and abundance. Breathing out, I let go of lack. Preparing now for that breath together. Begin. And exhale. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. I'm going to invite you into some homework this week, because I can say these things and you can hear it and you can get what some call God bumps and you can feel ooey and gooey about it, and you go back out into the world and what you consider to be the grind of life, and all of a sudden it doesn't seem real to you anymore. I'm going to invite you to teach yourself the habit of every day
Just simple affirmations. Affirmations like, I am in harmony with everything and everything is in harmony with me. I am at peace with the world and the world is at peace with me. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am living in a constant state of prosperity. Great money comes to me every day in some kind of cool way, and it comes to me with ease, comfort, joy, and love. Little things like that. Teach yourself those habits. Someone may say, well, what if it doesn't work? And my question is, if it doesn't work, doesn't it at least make you feel better to say those things than to say the other things? Stop. I'm inviting you to stop saying money and prosperity is hard to get. Start saying it comes to me with ease. I receive it with ease. It's already on its way. It's already in my life. I am prosperity. I am abundance. I am living in wealth of health, wealth of knowledge, wealth of income, wealth of relationships, and wealth of wisdom. These things actually do work, and you can train your brain to follow suit with what we say we believe. What good is saying we believe it if we don't act on it anyway? Thank y'all so much for letting me be with you again. My time has come. I've gone over a little bit. I love you all so much. Peace and grace to you. Make it a great week.
Well, first of all, thank you, Pastor Jon, for being with us this morning. Now is the time in our service to acknowledge that God is our source and give our financial support to Unity of Chattanooga with our tithes and with our donations. Your financial support allows us to continue to broadcast these Sunday services, bring in guest speakers and musicians as we spread these timeless messages of love and truth teachings. Giving and receiving is the principle of prosperity. The size of your gift doesn't matter as much as the action of giving, because that is what sets the law of circulation in motion so that it can bless you in return. Your support of this ministry is very much appreciated, and on behalf of the board, I thank you for helping us to continue to encourage and inspire people to awaken and to grow spiritually. So let's take a moment now and bless these gifts with our offering statement. And together, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I receive in abundance. As we bless these gifts, we send them forth to fulfill the vision and the mission of Unity of Chattanooga.
Spirit flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Spirit show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding. expression of your unfolding love.
For our announcements this morning, I want to remind you of our Sunday morning meditation at 9:30 a.m. each week on Zoom. Also, we have a new live stream at Unity of Chattanooga's Facebook page each Wednesday around 4 p.m. Shannon LeBrun, our board president, and I get together in a casual setting and talk about our spiritual journey. It's impromptu, often funny, and Shannon's questions and comments are often thought-provoking, going to the heart of what it means to live a spiritually centered life. It's a great chance to get casually reconnected with Spirit during the middle of the week. And if you tune in during the live broadcast, you can ask any questions that you might have, and we'll do our best to discuss them. And since it's archived on Facebook, you can tune in anytime. Don't forget, our annual Unity Retreat is taking place next month in the beautiful mountains of North Carolina near Hendersonville at the Canoga Conference Center. The dates are August 31st through September 3rd. The theme this year is called Come Home to the Mystic. The keynote speaker is longtime Unity minister and prolific author Reverend Jim Rosemergy, and the guest musicians will include those two fantastic ladies known as Stogood, who did a Sunday service for us back in March. You can go to unityretreat.us to check out the itinerary of workshops and to download a registration form. If you're in need of prayer, please feel free to send an email to contact@unityofchattanooga.org. Include your phone number if you'd like one of our prayer chaplains to get back to you. Please be sure to join us next week as we welcome back Reverend Therese Lee from Unity of Hilton Head, along with our good friends, the music team at Unity of the Oaks. And so now, as we bring today's service to a close, let's join together in our prayer for protection. And so together, the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, God is only a prayerful thought away. God bless.